well, darkness descends on the arena here in Berlin as lights fill the sky and the runway begins to glow. The plane, with adversity and tribulation in its mind, decides to then send itself to Erangel for the final time of the day. Let's head over to Pantheon Demon for all of the action. It's game number 44.
I mean, I don't know where to go from there.
We're all
I think he's looking for some voiceover work. I think that's where it is. He's thinking he was a man on a mission. You gotta go for it. Well, anyway,
come back in, James, or take over the headset.
He wants to commentate. He wants. He really
Can you
does.
hear it? He does every time.
He wants to come.
Whose job are you after, James? Monolese.
Tier 1. Who's Tier 1? It's a plane that's actually going to cause problems for FaZe Clan and TSM. Maybe G2 will probably just adjust and go towards these middle compounds. We just saw them die in a moment ago. Team Liquid, easy for them. Everybody else going to be safe down south. Unity and Reciprocity making the standard adjustments that we've seen so far is North Georgia Pole split, that they tend to go Unity over towards the western side of North George. As I was saying though, FaZe Clan, it's getting very messy down there, isn't it? FaZe and Knights all looking for those vehicles.
Yeah, this is actually going to be really rough for FaZe. It's probably one of the worst, well, not circles, plane paths for them. This is going to be a tough little grab. Long way there, long way to circle, banking on vehicles. Never easy. And they could do with pushing back up. Obviously, Na'Vi pipping them to the post today. But again, big game from FaZe that could swing around still very...
Okay.
Oof.
All right.
I'm sorry, FaZe.
It's north or south. I mean, you got to assume south side of the river. But yeah, FaZe Clan, I mean, everyone over on the eastern side's got a tough run. But
I don't know if
actually
FaZe can do it. They might just loot here, yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly probably the best thing for them. TSM, the Knights, these guys still have a very long way to go. And Orange
gets away with it. Gets away with it. Thought he was going to clip. We've seen a couple be doing that. I've seen a Beatzer doing that before last week. Big oopsie as he posted the clip from his team stream. Accidentally drops in. Everybody's happy. Everybody's got their loot spots.
Well, we can't avoid the fact this is very good for Reciprocity again.
Yeah.
Very good positioning for them to start with. We saw them sharing quite well with Unity before. Didn't see too much of a scuffle around that area, so they got away with it quite well. I can imagine something similar will happen from this. That's some 7.6. Beyond that, though, my eyes again turn to the tower, towards the mountain, towards the houses that often we see certain teams saying, Vitality's compound, where Winstrike like to play. All of these areas now become incredibly sought after.
Will we see Team Liquid crashing onto Winstrike again? They went for early rotates, and the plane path went directly over Picardo. They got no problems of dropping in ASAP. Will Winstrike get caught out again? Because, as you mentioned, the mountain is probably going to be a prime position for some of these. Maybe even the compound. I can see Timmins in the compound just outside the mountain at the moment. Yeah. The Vitality like to go in towards. They need to make sure they don't get caught out. Winstrike have been on a bit of a downturn this week, as have TSM. It's not been a good week for TSM at all so far. So Yannick's got his to earn his money. Vitality themselves, obviously, we've seen a lot of fighting over those apartments back at the start, but not anymore. Mansion territory for the Knights, no problems really there.
And I swear to God, excluding the circle we just had in the last game, I feel like it's always Everest or it's Millie Island at the moment.
Yeah, we've had so. This goes back to, obviously, with Phase 1, when I was doing it with Rich, we had over a sort of mansion side, that sort of territory, the sort of fields in and around there. I think we had about 11 to 12 finishes there.
It's kind of
so
insane,
it was
isn't it?
very much all over the western side, which actually may explain why ENCE did so well, stuff like that.
Eastern side.
Of the eastern side,
Got it. Yeah, sorry, my brain's skipping.
I think we had like 2-3 western circles max. As you say, this patch, this version, we're seeing lots and lots of western circles and Sosnovka circles.
Yeah, again, I don't think no one knows the full, obviously, apart from
we've
PUBG
not seen
themselves.
a single one up Stauber. Think of the northeastern corner, the Stauber, sort of those sort of crossroads between Severny, etc.
Used to be quite popular.
We had so many circles up in that field, which obviously, again, ENCE benefit from. This may be why we're seeing ENCE having such a poor turn in this phase, and so many other teams. You would expect, though, NIP to step up on these. They did last time. They had a good compound. They got, third place yesterday. Was it fourth? I think it was in that game on the hillside. They are also looking to get that compound. And look, I like it. Well, actually, to be fair, Team Liquid are a little late on the rotate because it's 5 minutes. But Winstrike are grouping on 5 minutes. So they're getting together. They're making sure they don't get caught out this time.
Yeah, I'm trying to roll my mind back to the very first PUBG tournament there was at Gamescom. I was casting it with Rich, and I swear the circles were way more varied. I remember them ending down here at the South Road, kind of where we actually had that last game.
Different settings, though, remember?
Exactly.
Very
This is
different
a long
settings.
time ago, and it's funny how it kind of switches and changes. Casting this game since the kind of release of it has been a long journey, but this does feel repetitive. I mean, and obviously the teams are going to play to tendencies now.
When you do limit the settings down, you know, the professional settings, obviously they've worked hard at making the circle adjustments, etc. It's the way they are. It does, of course, then limit the number of randomness. It limits the randomness down. You know, you start to throttle that down. It's an adverse effect that maybe, you know, we're starting to see and starting to predict a little bit. Kemba pulling right up on Rafi. Don't think he's expecting Rafi to be here. And Rafi's just kind of making a run for it out of the mountain, yeah. But I don't think that he's not going to be looking, right? He's not looking for the solo player to be running. Did he hear the footsteps? Kemba, he's got support arrived in Kemba as well, but they're just looting at the moment. They've no idea.
Yeah, I don't think you're not going to look at it going, but you might get spotted by Team Liquid.
Nope.
Yeah, now, this is the interesting one. I want to see how Liquid perform on this, on Everest, on the hill. I don't think they've been as potent as I'd like them to be sometimes when they're on this sort of spot. They can be, it feels like a little bit of an on and off switch. When Liquid are on, it's deadly. When it's off, it's a little bit awkward. DA have been doing this. They've been going hillside. A lot of teams have been trying to go for this. I don't know if they can get away with it now.
They then sort of swerved away from the hill because they got shot at and then realized there's CrowCrowd are in that compound, so now they've gone crates by the looks of it, sort of avoiding that poor old Rafi's just... And it's like, guys, I'm in a tree. I'm ditched. That's just how I am. Rafi, by the way, has been playing brilliantly for Reciprocity. Landed some great shots. You can see the rest of Reciprocity over the northern side on the Western Bridge at the moment. Eastern Bridge of Georgia Bowl.
TSM having a bit of a scuffle with G2 on the way. They're both late on the southern side. I saw a couple of shots coming through from that side. I think that's, Izudir just getting a couple of shots on the way through. TSM actually having another really rough go because they actually committed down towards Meltas. They actually had less time looting than, for example, FaZe did because FaZe stayed up towards the northeast, and, not in Kameshki, but south of Kameshki, the kind of smaller buildings. So their loot is going to be very rough. They're going to be playing the long game here, trying to avoid most things for a little while.
They're gambling in the north as well. They're going up north side. So
I don't think they can go south at this point.
Yeah, they're gambling for the northern swing. The Knights, of course, going through Rozhok as well, so well aware the DA no longer there. So they're going to be coming in slowly, probably sit around ruins, just waiting for the circle to shrink in and see where they go. G2 always play edge anyway, so they're fine with coming in late. TSM, as you mentioned, Wookie has been left still over sort of Milton way, so he's a long way out from joining them. Brexco's just keeping track of TSM's movements. There's FaZe Clan going across the northern side. They're actually just south of shooting range at the moment, just about to pass on by, so big northern run for them.
Yeah, I honestly, it's probably the best they're going to get at this point.
If it is a northern shift, there's going to be some serious mutilations in the south because it's so crowded around that sort of mountainous area and every sort of standard compound you can expect around there.
If we talk about settings and water percentages, that's why it's likely to go south. But a lot of teams are sitting on the kind of jump-off point. You get Georgia Paul kind of crate area, the south side. You have CrowCrowd over there, Reciprocity kind of towards the crossroads. Getting a couple of shots on the way from Drayden, but they're all in at this point. A lot of these teams opting to play late, it feels like. If you look at FaZe coming in late, that's, I guess, a product of the playing path of everything else that's happened. Yeah. Na'Vi like to play it late. They've had to come in. They'll know. Everyone knows that these compounds are taken by certain teams. Vitality's in their compound, Winstrike's in theirs, NIP's in theirs, etc., etc. Everyone knows how the lay of the land to a lesser degree, not to the largest of margins. There's always room for change. But you kind of get the plan of it. Now, this is going to be quite a telling circle, unless it, again, just kind of shifts even more to the center.
Oh, the donut effect kicks in. And that continues to cause problems because obviously we still have this bay area of Georgia Pole that keeps us north-south. We expect it to shift south, though, after this because of the starting to get towards the water. FaZe 3 still won't shrink away from water. It will try. We'll have a little giggle at it, but obviously we've got the river through there. But that's why we're seeing Unity going across the river, starting to get that scout on, go towards South George.
Yeah, G2 still keeping eyes on the Knights. They actually have a good bit of vision on this as well. Kane's got a really lovely line of sight towards Wanted there. Good couple of shots. The rest of G2 not too far away, but it looks like Wanted's gone out of the vehicle and ready to fire as well. They're willing to take this bit of a battle, as they're both in a similar position. This is a very playable hillside. Of course, G2 are close to the circle. Vitality adjusting compound. That's interesting. Team Liquid have seen this, so they're heading to the other side of the hill. So that's something to keep in mind on later.
Brixco will catch wanted down, so I think the Knights will back away from this fight. Drayden, are they going to try and get the knock? I'd be impressed if they go for it here. FaZe Clan actually moved into the river position, so they've managed to get into that compound. That's impressive. It was obviously left open. It does give them a lot of mobility to move over the river when they need to, but they can keep the vehicle safe there. That causes a problem for Raise Your Edge. Reciprocity tried to go into the crates. So they've come across the river now. DA were there, but DA have shrunk away and gone sort of warehouses outside of South George, which is in itself going to be a problem. But Raise Your Edge, we're watching G2 and the Knights at the moment. That's going to be finished up. But Raise Your Edge, yeah, they're not going to go for it. They can't afford to come across the river because they go straight into Reciprocity.
Yeah, I'm wondering the last time we saw like a Georgia Pole ending. In this, it's so unlikely because it moves away from cities, it moves away from water.
Finish, yeah.
Exactly, it's very unlikely if you know the settings, you know how it works by this point. You watch a lot of the Pro League. We don't need to baby step you through it, but it's likely to move away from certain things.
I hadn't noticed the ENCE in the boat. So they got in a boat up north of Zaki. And actually, they're going to come in free. Unless Unity takes shots at them, possibly.
Ooh,
but they're going to be coming south.
Wait.
George,
Whoa,
Tixu.
no. Tixu, how are you getting away with this?
So
he's doing okay. What? No, I've lied to you. He's not doing okay. He's found a tree.
He's safe purely by the fact that Na'Vi decided to run each other over.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that kept him safe there.
Yeah, they've kind of traded things out here. So we've seen Winstrike move over to Vitality's compound, Na'Vi moving into their old compound. It's that little bit of a shuffle across. Everyone's trying to move into the new space, the more ideal positions. That Knights battle with G2 yet to fully be resolved. You've still got G2 holding the line. Vitality are under certain amounts of fire from Team Liquid, and Na'Vi are under fire from NIP. So again, this road, this kind of hillside, the southern side of Everest, consistently will have this sort of territory in it. And most people are now, of course, posturing towards the southern side here.
Yeah, TSM inside. Everybody in apart from the Knights who are trying to push into G2 here. That's a really tough run for them to try and make it. I think G2 are more interested in trying to gain position themselves rather than keeping Knights out here. ENCE also now inside the circle. They're actually... is anyone from Unity going to look to the right? I mean, why would you look out into the Bay of Georgia Pole? Would you expect a boat? I'm just watching the minimap to see if they look at it.
Oh, big loss for FuzzFace there, actually.
If anyone looks across the right, there they go. You can see them in the distance. There's a 4-man boat pulling up.
It's so unlikely. There's such good room here as well. I know it's obviously not prime territory. It's not the best. That little, I don't know how do you describe it. I guess the southern side of Georgia Pole, this kind of small offshoot town, like the smaller piece over the road in between going to hospital. It's actually not a bad area. You can work through it. And then to have to do so.
Mountain.
Who'd have thought it? It's going to center up towards Everest.
Yeah, this is we're going in a fairly regular circle. This one FaZe are going to get revived, back on their feet, and now, I mean, this is tough. TSM are going for the dip. TSM are going for the dip, and that's going to be right in front of Na'Vi and Winstrike. Winstrike themselves were trying to edge up the hill. You could see, and Samti's having none of it. They are the only solo team on that hill at the moment, which could easily get crashed by a couple of teams. I don't think Vitality go for it. M19
TSM
are trying to get across.
Look at that.
They're coming straight into ENCE, and TSM crashing actually into Winstrike. Now, Winstrike have got 2 players up on high, which may give them a benefit here. Nuki's going to get the spray down, and Senya also getting Michael.
I'm not sure where Gustav was trying to get towards. That's such a risky position to go to. Now, Na'Vi, with the steal, we know they love it. They'll take that every day of the week, and now the nade's coming out. This is going to be a bit uncomfortable here for TSM. I'm a bit worried. They're kind of falling like flies. They don't have much safety.
Yeah.
Na'Vi have vision towards kind of where Jorski's line of sight is. TSM are currently kind of depending on the bigger house, but it's Reciprocity falling here.
Yeah, they've tried to come across the crates, of course, into that sort of spot that DA were in a few moments ago. Reciprocity catching them out. Rafi was that solo player, but Reciprocity still got Scoom and Shiv taking shots down across them. Fuzz also getting involved, getting Frolicker down. So raise your prosody? Where was that one come from? Raise Your Edge in all sorts of trouble. TSM, it has been a woeful day for them. Wookie has got himself in there with Rory, but Na'Vi continuing. And by the way, that's the second time today I've seen Na'Vi steal. In the last game, it was Chris, full auto, had the kill stolen away from him. This time, Winstrike having the full auto spray
here's
down,
the counter push.
and the kill goes away.
With that not coming in from, I think it was Jorski who got it, it's going to be push time. There's, I think, still one player up there up top. This could be the flush. Tixu going to get in there, job done. Nade comes out, Rory's in danger. He's got to move away from those nades.
Yeah, he's going to try and push out, maybe even hop out the back. Who knows? Squeaky down in the backdrop there. That leaves Mikaz and Trifoli, the last 2 standing for ENCE, the Knights also falling. That's out in the ruins at the moment. Every time you see Unity and M19 clashing, that's up in South Georgia Pole. Rory, the last man standing here. You can see the ruins push coming across. They're still in the crossfire position of G2, aren't they?
Oh, the Knights are being bombarded at the moment. Reels is being chunked down. I think that's a bit of a lost cause. I don't think they'll be able to get him back on his feet here, and I think he knows that, going to just gift over the loot if required. And the Knights can be kept back. G2 had the circle edge. They had this position for some time, so we're always going to keep the Knights back, or, you know, push back to these positions unless they got a really quick knock and we're able to bounce off the back of it.
So what are FaZe going to do? They've seen Reciprocity and Raise Your Edge fight, and they're the only team across the other side of the river right now. So they need to look at maybe even get one of those knocks and follow through. They're aware that CrowCrowd, of course, in the garage compound as well. Unity themselves in South Georgia continuing to push through there as we see Chris finishing off the Knights here. I feel I don't think they're going to do too much more. It's pretty much open territory. There we go. So the Knights will go down 15th place. The circle shrinks, it continues to go mountainside, but it has kind of encompassed a decent amount of the crates, which is going to give maybe a FaZe a foothold. I think that's where they're going to try and blast it to. They're already in vehicles, ready to go.
Yeah, it's time to send it across. And actually, let's kind of review this. That was the nade way earlier. Actually, no, it wasn't.
Are they in different... Okay, they're going water. They're going to try and ditch across the water.
Fair enough. Let's also look at this. Team Liquid are the only ones on the mountain at the moment. They're the only ones on Everest. No one else really joined them. A couple of teams at the foot of it, but no one else went up there. And Uber's...
Uber didn't get the message.
No.
We're like going vehicles, and then it's just like, yeah, we're ditching it for the water. He just drove across the bridge. It's like,
hey,
guys, I'm here, guys. That may actually be, I don't know whether it was a fake or maybe that's just miscommunication in FaZe Clan right now, but who knows? They're second place with 2 points off the top, so we can't really complain too much. Elite player trying to ditch it for M19, the solo man trying to get up there, actually to light. He's got Constantine with him as well, and they've actually gone in safe.
Quite surprising. They got a couple of shots towards it, but none really landed.
Vitality G2 crashing in.
Yeah, and they're all going up towards Liquid. This should be an absolute massacre. Udyr had a really good line of sight. It was Braxico, I think, to claim a lot of those kills, but look at Chris just driving through, trying to pick up the points as he goes. Jazz is now in danger. Very few places to run and hide, and look at Liquid lingering at the top. Vitality goes down in 14th. That's a big loss, actually.
Yeah, a little late coming out of the yellows, and bad timing, really, more than anything. They come in, the second G2 arrive there, so it's just a straight grinder, but now we're going to see Team Liquid start to push down the hillside. Now, they've got to be careful they don't leave that hill exposed, the mountain. Obviously, a lot of teams moving towards it. Navi have shrunk across into the compounds. But yeah, Gemty just waiting for the smoke to clear.
Yeah, he's going to have a really nice angle. If he decides to even just spray on it, he could probably get it. Windstriker on the way, slowly but surely, just going past that southern side road. Leading off of this hill, we have Reciprocity, FaZe, CrowCrowd, all in the crates in Georgia Pole as well.
Yeah, it's very tight, isn't it? ENCE actually has managed to get out of South George somehow. They've still got 2 alive. NIP still with the 4 alive and Hospital Edge at the moment. Navi in there, and here come the nades. That's not, it's not quite going to find its target. It kind of bobbled a little bit. Gemty on that low flank. They know where he is, though. This is going to be tough for G2 to push uphill on TM Liquid here.
Yeah, but G2 are good. If you want to look at fraggers, you still have Chris in there.
Winstrike.
They've got some heavy fraggers, and Winstrike can kind of leapfrog
They're going to get ahead. Team Liquid have pushed so far down that the Winstrike are going to get on the hill above them. I don't know whether they've realized this yet, because suddenly Team Liquid could get sandwiched, and that's Team Liquid done.
We'll see. We'll see. I worry. Now, this you can share this area with this many players. It gets terrifying when you have to leave it, of course. That's always going to be the way. As soon as you have to leave that area, you're kind of screwed. For now, they can share. But did they actually get on that hillside? Winstrike are up.
They're behind them. Team Liquid have completely took their eye off the ball. They're so focused on dealing with G2 down low that Winstrike have gone up the hill behind them. And that is a massive, massive error from Team Liquid.
I don't know how much Winstrike know. They'll hear shots eventually. It's going to kick off, and now it has. Winstrike will move on this. We have to see that eventually. So Team Liquid will probably get a couple of trades back and forth with G2. They're a good team, G2. They'll take this fight, but look at Winstrike moving in. They're just behind them. Team Liquid have not turned around.
They have no idea whatsoever that Winstrike could come up the hill behind them. They got absolutely no clue whatsoever. As soon, none of them looking. Look, not one person. And now Braxico manages to find one. He turns, and suddenly there's Tixu. Samty goes down, and Team Liquid are going to think, hang on a minute, where did that just come from? What happened? How did we get shot from behind? Ibby trying to get the flank around. He's trying to push down, gets a little angle on towards Chris. Sees Udyr down low. They've dropped down so low that they've no idea. And G2 wipe out Team Liquid. That so badly went wrong. But now G2, with 10 kills, have to face Winstrike on the hill.
They do, but at least they have the circle. But CrowCrowd's turning up now. All the teams who were in the crates have to make their move. This is going to be a very, very tough game. Winstrike hold that high ground, but the nade's going just a bit too far. But G2 haven't fully recovered from that fight just yet. Haven't been able to get those heals off. Kane's still looking damaged, still looking for a way through. CrowCrowd could not make it to the hillside. FaZe are being found by Reciprocity, so this is not going too well. Bit of a trade back in for Uber at least, but this is still a tough one to work out of. Shiv and Scoom can make this hurt.
Yeah, this is getting very messy. By the way, Navi also coming up the hillside, the other end. You can see they're slowly waking the way up, so they actually may be kings of the hill at this stage as FaZe and Reciprocity continue to push in the nades. Fuzz has got himself up high. That's going to give them the vantage point. Nobody looking this way, which is why they're allowed to get away from this one. And still Scoom peeks around that side, gets a good spray down onto Uber. ENCE runs straight into Shiv, and Fuzz can't find the target that he wants.
This is really well played from Reciprocity. Don't know if they can keep it up though. FaZe gonna completely dismantle Scoom, and now the pinch comes in. Shiv, he's gonna try and turn that on a dime. That could have been so good, but FaZe says no. No fun allowed for Reciprocity.
Navi have got completely on top of the mountain. Winstrike got G2 pushing in behind them now. Navi have got prime position. They've just been allowed to take this hillside because there's been so much focus on this eastern ridge of the hills. Winstrike maybe tried to cause a problem with Team Liquid, but it's gone horribly wrong for them. G2 are just taking names right now and monstering through them. CrowCrowd go down in 10th place. It's getting very messy as Unity try and make a dash down low. They go down in a ball of flames. Dash Dish in the end hits the tree, and Winstrike will get one back.
Winstrike can dig in their heels in here at the top, but look at the tags coming out from Chris. That's a headshot. Instantly going to put Nookie right on the back foot. Has to fall away to get a heal off if he can, but the timing is not going to be with him. Temi can get the information, but information isn't always key at this point because you've got Na'Vi now breathing down your neck as well.
Yeah, Na'Vi taking shots down on NIP, so that's allowing them. BestLosh is just having a little look at this battle to see what goes on, but he's happy to let them play out. 11 kills for G2, but that may be all it is. Kane comes out of the smoke. They get a spray down on him, but he manages to find Tixu in the first, and now it's going to be a one-on-one. Nookie versus Chris.
Statistically speaking, you're going to back Chris, but Nookie could pull this one out. Na'Vi, you've got BestLosh lingering ever closer, lurching towards this fight. And Minox goes down to FaZe. That's Raise Your Edge gone. That is a lovely molly. I might buy him some time here. Actually, didn't go quite far enough to deny the revive. BestLosh
is getting closer and closer. He's coming around. Nookie not going to be able to get the revive on. Instead, he's going to push around the side. Does he manage to have the angle? He's looking. Oh, he just looked to the left. He needed to look to the right, so G2 would take him down. So that is yet another team dispatched by G2, but there's only 2 left. Navi with a 4-man spread across this hillside. The circle has gone down low. FaZe have got 2, M19 2, NIP with 3 alive, and DA all 4 standing, but they've got to move from their shack.
Yeah, it's a really hard run for DA. I think everyone knows what it's like having to leave that compound. Don't know if they have vehicles or kind of lines of sight to run out of here. Uber's keeping them pinned, but NIP at least are distracted by Senya right now, so they're keeping their attention turned. They do have a couple of cars. That's really good news for them. They might be able to pull something together here.
Sixmo making the run for the ditch, but they're going straight into M19. And if they go further south, they're going straight into NIP. Good spray from Constantine there. Putting a lot of damage down on him. Sixmo in trouble. Chris is dealt with, by the way. That's up on high. Oh, they got FaZe down in the time being, though. So that's yet another kill confirmed. As I think BestLosh is going to try and confirm that on the hillside. DA come charging in. NIP picking up kills as they go, though. So DA down to 2.
Yeah, DA instantly looking towards NIP's push because NIP have to move into this circle. They have to move forward. It's Senya laying down fire towards them from above. DA's in the middle of this. M19 hold good ground in this northern side of the hill. G2 still pinned out here. BestLosh did get a knock, but the revive came in. So the G2 are still standing. I don't know what sort of state they're in, though. They can't be good here.
Yeah, this is possibly the best performance from G2 today. I saw Chris's tweet yesterday, angry at his performance yesterday. So this is definitely a delivery for them. Only the 3 kills so far for Na'Vi. FaZe down to 1 as well, down low. So they're the 2 at the top of the table. G2 have been sort of slipping away points-wise, but this is going to definitely work out for them. Same with NIP. Obviously, Raise Your Edge leapfrogging them today and having a great performance. But NIP, I don't know what they can do down this low.
I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to work out. They've got a lot of range on those SLRs, so they can do damage. I think it was Senya who's being constantly pressured by them. Iroh's trying to walk up the hill here. If Na'Vi gets sandwiched, they can get pushed off this hill. It is viable. It's doable. It's just not easy.
Well, also, I think Pokemon and BestLosh is totally distracted having to deal with G2. They can't afford to take their eye off G2, and Iroh has got up the hill.
No.
Oh, but shot in the back by NIP, and Miraku will take him down. That could, you know what, that's actually cost NIP. If they'd have allowed him to get up there and cause just something for DA, for Navi, sorry. It could have caused some problems, but yeah, Miraku taking shots now.
Yeah, let's see where this circle pushes towards as well. M19 very close by to Uber. NIP is still being pinned here. It's very hard for them to fight out, and Doozy hitting shots. That's going to make this even harder for NIP now. They had a bit of a step into the circle before, not this time. Senya's delivering shots. And if Bestlosh can keep tabs on G2, which he has to do, him and Pokemon cannot let them get away with anything.
He's had to back away. G2 obviously had to move in. You can see that they've now got to move in, so their ridgeline is gone. 15 kills in total for G2, 5 for Chris there. So a massive performance from the boys from Berlin. And of course, 5 teams remaining. They're going to be looking at close to a 20-point finish here, even if they don't get first place, which is unlikely with Na'Vi with 4 on this hill.
Yeah, Kane and Chris still trying to work their way forward. Kane got a little bit of a step there. A lot of people are looking towards Na'Vi, so maybe they could get chipped away at one knock. Suddenly opens up plenty of opportunity. NIP trying to carve a way forward, but look at these shots from Aduzi. That's a headshot as well. VOD instantly knocked back down.
How many
His
meds have they
helmet's
got?
screwed. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how much can they go through here? NIP have been taking fights. They've been pinned a lot here.
Senya's way out on the edge of the circle trying to find an angle onto NIP, and he's got it. He's found in the back. Gets another tag on them. Looks around.
M19
VOD in the
has
end will
spotted
go
it.
down. Elite player pops up. Yeah, that's going to be that done. Now, how long did G2 wait? Does Pokemon just peek a little too far? Does Bestlosh take his eye off the ball? FaZe and M19 have been very quiet so far. It's really NIP that are trying to make the track at the moment, and they are just the shooting range object that everybody's aiming at.
Yeah, it feels like a matter of time. But Na'Vi still have yet to deal with G2. I still think G2 are a bit of a low-key threat. I still think if they time it right, if things fall into the right place, I feel like there's a bit of room for it. But it will be NIP going down. M19 did commit long enough to that angle. We still have 4 teams standing because Uber's still alive. M19 are down the kind of lower side of the hill, and obviously G2 to the east.
Chris, just a little bit of a glimpse on him from Bestlosh there, but he is the other side of that crater, the X-ray, not really doing us any favors there with his position. So 4 Na'Vi members. Chris trying to get an angle on
kills.
Constantine.
Big game for them. Any more is just, cherry on the cake. And the circle works well for both G2 and Na'Vi. So they're not in too much of a bother. I think Uber can kind of just shuffle a little bit forward. A doozy. Don't be cheating. Stop it. There's no live crowd debate. You're
peek,
fine.
Just peek. We've all been in that spot before. Come on, mate. Come on. Just show your head. Not going to happen. Elite player's got that crate you can cheat towards as well. Just sneak around there. Smoke's going down. It's going to do exactly that.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if Senya or Doozy start playing on the kind of roll-off side of this hill to try and ensure that M19 don't slip up. But I don't think they need to, and I think they still need to worry about G2 more than M19 currently.
Well, I just want to see one of these Na'Vi players, if they get a knock on them.
Oh, Chris might have an angle there. Yeah, he does.
Yep. Forces Constantine back away. Elite player has made it to the crate. That's an all. That could be really useful right now. It's a little close, I would say, but he's going for it.
Well, look, Na'Vi have been peaking like crazy. If he can knock someone with this, which he now has the means to do, it can...
Oh, that nade.
Oh, my... It still got him!
How did that work?
I don't know.
That was the...
CIS nades are too strong, apparently.
The other side of the crate. G2 steal it. That's 16 kills for G2.
Oh, G2 are racking up points, though. As you said, first, second, it doesn't matter where they finish. They've got a boatload of points. Senya takes down Constantine. Now they know it's game on. We're down to the last couple of players. Now, I think Na'Vi don't... I'm not sure how much they know Uber's still here. G2 know what's happening, and Bestlosh is on the move. He's taking the high ground on the southern side, and Kane is down vision. And he just got his head off. Oh, no.
Yeah, Chris can't quite get the angle. FaZe might get second place out of this. Cheeky smoke over to the side. Tries to get a peek around. Not going to work out with too many angles to cover. And G2 will go down in third place. But that's 16 kills. They got a 20-point game there regardless. Incredible 21-point game, I think, in the end. They're actually going to get more points than the winners, which is unbelievable. Oh, Uber! That was dirty. Pokemon, former teammate. Yeah, you're going to try... No, that's not going to confirm it, mate. Yeah, that's a smoke. There's the ball.
He's throwing whatever he's got.
Like, God damn it, chuck it all out there. Not going to work out for him. Has a little angle on a Doozy's head there. Gets a little peek towards him. Tries to go for it, but only the red dot to play with. It's going to be very tricky. Looks towards dodging the grenades. That's coming straight on his head. What can he do down low? Not a lot.
No, Uber knows this is a really, really horrible situation,
Senny's
but
using that smoke.
he's going to make a go of it. I don't blame him. Try and put up numbers. Do what you want. Uber.
Yeah,
see,
not backing into the blue is the main thing. And bearing in mind, this is a positional fight, first and second. I like it. Don't you dare do it, Uber. Don't you dare. I saw you look.
He's looking. Oh, he's looking.
Don't you dare. It's all right. I
Look,
believe.
if he's playing for points, he does go in the blue, but...
No, there's no reason to do that at this stage. We're not even half. Well, we're nearly at the halfway.
There is reason. He's done it. He's done it. Na'Vi picking up another one. Not quite the kill count they had before in Game 3, but Game 4 they got the win, which is pretty much what we expect.
That's their 10th win. 10th win for Na'Vi. So, of 44 games, they have nearly won a quarter of them.